All right, y'all. You're not going to believe what just came out of Alaska. Protesters in the street. You got a bomber flying over Putin's head. Yeah, I said that right. And get the kicker. Putin confirms everything they've been calling Trump crazy for saying. Now, let me show you how loud the silence got. First, we're going to run it back from the top. And I want you to watch who's mad and who's not. Oh, Guitar Center. Oh, wow. You get so numb to looking at, these leftist liberals, you start looking past them. I was over there admiring the Guitar Centers. Midtown, right? So, get this. In Alaska, you got grown folks out here protesting with Ukrainian flags. I call it frags. Yeah, Ukrainian flags. Not American flags, Ukrainian flags. Talking about honor the promises, like Trump owes Zelensky rent or something. Like, they weren't out there for Putin. They were out there for Trump, because that's what happens when the left runs the narrative up is down. Meanwhile, Putin out here playing the long game. This is Putin right now. No big speech. I don't see a lot of flashing cameras. It's just him laying flowers at a U.S.-Russia World War II memorial. He's, not just paying tribute. He's also sending a message. Like, hey, we used to be allies, remember? The man flex peace while the left throws tantrums on U.S. soil. It's crazy. Then Trump steps in like the boss he is.
We know that the Russians brought along a huge delegation. It includes possibly hundreds of Russian businessmen who want to capitalize on whatever comes out of this and potentially seize on opportunities to strengthen economic ties and get around some of the sanctions that have been keeping Russia's economy down, looking to sort of enjoin the two economies and bring Russia back into the world economy. That might be out of the question if President Trump does not get what he wants out of this meeting, which is to be a ceasefire. He told reporters on Air Force One he's going to be very unhappy if he doesn't get one today. And he has repeatedly threatened severe consequences, including those secondary sanctions. We know that...
Oh, wow. Air Force One lands. We hear Trump steps clean off, and behind him a wall of Russian businessmen. Ain't just a photo op that he was having. This is the money meeting peace. While the left's still yelling about democracy, right? But this right here, it made me actually sit up a bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Donald Trump flying those B-2 stealth bombers over Putin's head that may have been the strongest flex of all time. There's flexing on people with Lamborghinis, houses, women, watches, money, you name it. But you fly a B-2 stealth bomber over the head of Putin, and he goes like, you may hate Donald. A lot of people do. But he's a showman, and this is what showmen do. A B-2 stealth bomber over your enemy's head. He said, you want to talk peace, huh? Look at Putin's head. He's still looking up. Trump's like, yeah, come on, let's go up. Let's go up. And Putin's like, you got me there, bro. Look at bro's head. Trump's not even paying attention. He knew it, too. That's the strongest flex in the history of the world. It is. Donald Trump flying.
While the world's watching, a B-2 stealth bomber flies right over Putin's head. I wonder if it was scheduled. It definitely wasn't subtle. That's definitely a power move right there. That's Trump saying, I can shake your hand and still check you from the sky. You know what I mean? Tell me Obama ever pulled this. But it gets crazier, y'all. It gets crazier.
I'd like to remind you that in 2022, during the last contact with the previous administration, I tried to convince my previous American colleague that the situation should not be brought to the point of no return when it would come to hostilities. And I said it quite directly back then that it's a big mistake. Today, when President Trump saying that if he was the president back then, there will be no war. And I'm quite sure that it would indeed be so. I can confirm that. I think that overall, me and President Trump have built a very good, business-like and trustworthy contact. And I have every reason to believe that moving down this path, we can come, and the sooner the better, to the end of the conflict in Ukraine. I'd like to remind you.
So Putin grabs the mic and says exactly what Trump has been saying since day one. If Trump had been president, there would be no war in Ukraine. And then he said, I can confirm that. Bro, Putin confirmed what the media has been denying for years. And y'all quiet now? Oh, I bet they real mute now. Where's CNN at? I would say what Joy Reid at, but we know. Then Putin, he gets a taste of the press.
Press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Let's go. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Let's go. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, press. Let's go.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you,
press.
Yeah, George captioned this with Putin finally understands why Trump calls them fake news. Man, this face was just priceless. Hold on. He was like, what the hell is that? I mean, they start yelling, you know, the press barking like usual. Putin just stares, then laughs, you know. Because it's almost had a facial expression like, oh, I get it now. You guys really are fake news. The same press that calls Trump dangerous, period, just exposed themselves. And semi-finale.
I would like to hope that the agreement that we've reached together will help us bring closer that goal and will pave the path towards peace in Ukraine. We expect that Kiev and European capitals will perceive that constructively and that they won't throw a wrench in the works. They will not make any attempts to use some backroom dealings to conduct provocations to torpedo the nascent progress. I would like to hope that
Trump and Putin dropped one big one, a peace framework. Handshake and all. But Trump ain't stupid, you know. I'll show you why.
So there's no deal until there's a deal. I will call up NATO in a little while. I will call up the various people that I think are appropriate, and I'll, of course, call up President Zelensky and tell him about today's meeting. It's ultimately up to them. They're going to have to agree with what Marco and Steve and some of the great people from the Trump administration who've come here, Scott and John Radcliffe. Thank you very much. But we have some of our really great leaders. They've been doing a phenomenal job. We also have some tremendous Russian business representatives here, and I think, you know, everybody wants to deal with us. We've become the hottest country anywhere in the world in a very short period of time. So,
indeed. But again, Trump ain't stupid. He steps back, you know, he steps back up and goes, there's no deal until there's a deal. You know, you got to call Zelensky. You got to call NATO. The man is playing chess while the left is playing, still trying to find the board. It's amazing, man. So as you can see, Trump drops the framework, leaves the door open. But what happens next? Exactly what we knew would happen. Come on, nobody's fooled. The media couldn't wait to try to spin this, smear it, and sabotage it somehow. Now, I'm a bit surprised at who this is coming from, but I want you to watch how they move the second, you know, some control must have been lost.
It was just very unusual, atypical, and I think we're all awaiting, you know, the readout, because the way that it felt in the room was not good. It did not seem like things went well, and it seemed like Putin came in and steamrolled, got right into what he wanted to say, and got his. It was just very.
Oh wow! First out of the gate, Fox News. How you say this? Jacques Heinrich jumps on camera and immediately bashes the meeting. Didn't even wait for the second round, huh? And this is the same Fox that calls itself fair and balanced, man. I ain't gonna lie. You know, they looking like CNN with better lighting right now. That's all I'm saying. In this clip. Then MSNBC loses their mind. Let me show you why, though.
And our partners in Ukraine got anything in return.
Nicole Walsh, just to be completely transparent with our viewers, we were prepared for the possibility of a minimalist outcome. We were also prepared for the possibility of a maximalist outcome. We have maps of Russia and Ukraine such that if we were going to be talking tonight, we'd have Ali Velshi at the big board walking us through which territories were where and why they were of critical need and want to both. We had full screens about what membership to NATO means to Ukraine. There was so much that could have been discussed tonight, including Donald Trump saying if he is not willing, he being Putin, willing to agree to a ceasefire, then there are going to be consequences. We had lists of tariffs and secondary tariffs pulled up, the possibility of sanctions. It is not clear that any of that was discussed. It is possible we were more prepared for this meeting than he was.
Oh, you probably take that to the bank. I mean, David Sanger of the New York Times is reporting that the...
Yeah. Again, then MSNBC loses their mind because Trump and Putin didn't take questions. Yo, why would they? You already know they twist every word, edit every clip, then post the lies. The same media that pushed the Russia collusion 4 years now want access. Man, miss me with that. I don't even care. Meanwhile, Trump and Putin, they walking off, shaking hands and smiling. Probably laughing at it, at all these clowns in the press right now. MSN or MSM didn't get their, drama moment, and you can feel the bitterness through the screen. They wanted fireworks. Trump, you just gave them facts. Anytime I say Trump name, I don't know why I always want to add an S at it at the end of it for whatever reason. That's why I always hesitate when I say his name. It's weird. I don't know why my brain is wired like that. But yeah, they are fuming. Now, if you're tired of being lied to, make sure y'all hit that follow button. If you heard Putin, say the truth that the media refused to, print, drop he said it in the comments for me. Other than that, man, y'all please be safe. Go check on somebody today and quite literally be saving their life. Peace.